Hello everybody, my name is King Nerdies and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be discussing My Hero Academia, but more accurately, the final exam arc. In this video we're going to be going over different scenarios that could have gone through if the failures of the exam arc actually succeeded and defeat their teachers. These scenarios are going to be based off the characters' individual skills, quirks, personalities, etc. Essentially everything that goes into them and could help them win, of course. The matchups are Kirishima and Sato versus Samantha, Kaminari and Ashido versus Principal Nezu, and Mineta and Sero versus Miss Midnight. The students' win criteria is they have to capture the students in handcuffs, regardless of if the teacher can still fight or not, or just one person from the team has to reach the escape gate. And with all that settled, let's go into each of the matchups now. Sato and Kirishima versus Cementos is a tough one because Cementos is completely in his element and is extremely powerful. But I will say the students made a huge mistake at the beginning by trying to fight their teacher head on. This is what ultimately led to their failure. Their quirks were effective against Cementos, but they had limits that Cementos didn't have. Trying to escape was a much better option. Now Sato and Kirishima's quirks mainly do derive in strength, and they are brutes. They have been shown to have some strategy behind there. Sato was scared of the villains showing up at USJ, and decided to run. He was going to escape with the other students, but when it came to helping Ida escape, Sato was one of the first that stepped up and decided to try and fight Kurogiri. This shows that he has great cost and risk analysis. Kirishima has also proven he has some strategy in his head by, like, when he fought against Bakugo and put the insanely powerful Bakugo on the defensive. This means evacuation was totally an option they could have considered. Each of the teachers were wearing weights that weighed half their body weight to give the students a fighting chance. Kirishima himself acknowledges this and says Mr. Cementos can't move around very fast, and he puts that into his strategy. So as long as they use the cityscape to their advantage to run and hide, maybe even find their way up a building for a better vantage point, and using their strength to escape any Cementos traps, then they could have achieved victory. Next match, Kaminari and Ashido versus Principal Nezu. And this one is a bit easier to win because Mina's quirk is a little overpowered in this fight. With her acid, she can create pathways through rubble and debris, which we see her do. Principal Nezu even said he left a pathway open for them. So maybe if they climb the walls with her acid, like she's done before, then maybe they could find a vantage point to reach the exit. Or maybe, once they realize Principal Nezu is a viable threat, then they could use that vantage point to find the giant crane that's destroying everything and go after Principal Nezu himself. I can see Kaminari's quirk being really big in destroying Principal Nezu's controls. And once he's doesn't have a vehicle to use anymore, they can easily arrest him. Now, Mineta and Sero versus Miss Midnight. Sero's situation is a little unique due to the fact that his team is the only one that succeeded while having a member fail, which only happened because Sero was put to sleep while trying to save Mineta. Really, all Sero needs to do is escape with Mineta, so how do we make that happen? Well, there are plenty of high rock formations you could swing to, then grab Mineta as he was escaping. Miss Midnight snuck up on them, so their situation is a little tough, but we do know that Sero's mask needs to be off for Somnambulist to affect him. Honestly, they could have just put sticky traps everywhere to keep Miss Midnight away. Sero with his sticky tape, and then Mineta with his sticky balls. It would make Miss Midnight think twice before making any step, and would make it almost impossible for her to sneak up on them. And if she was getting close, then Mineta could just bounce away on his balls, and Sero could swing his way away with his tape, or just run, considering he has a mask on, and Miss Midnight needs to be in his face to take off his face. This method also lets both of them win, since they're both contributing and helping support the team. This method is also completely in character since trying to escape was pretty much all they did this round. And that's how all the matchups could have ended differently. This was an idea I had while watching MHA for a different project, so if you're interested in more My Hero, stick around the channel for more. And with that, my name is King Nerdius. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, comment what you want to see next, and I think that'll do. Please remember to stay nerdy.